The biggest genre in film of 2023 was the business biopic. We had Air about the Air Jordans, we had Tetris, we had Flamin' Hot about Cheetos, and this one kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit. A pretty minimal theatrical release, but now it is available on Hulu. Let's talk BlackBerry. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my spoiler-free review for the movie BlackBerry. This is streaming now on Hulu, and you can finally check this one out. I missed it when it was in theaters, as I'm sure a lot of you did. It had a very small theatrical window, but critically, it was a huge success. 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. It was part of the top 10 films of the year by the National Board of Review. So finally, we get to see this one. Before I launch into the specifics, though, of the film, let me welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We've got movie and TV reviews out the yin-yang on the channel here. Every day, just about, I try to post something new. So there's always a lot to check out, sometimes even 2 in a day. And you can check out the playlists on the homepage as well if you're only interested in the movies or the TV shows or some of my specialty stuff. It's a little easier than kind of wading through all my videos if you're only looking for specific things. But please consider subscribing, click that like button as well, or comment below. All of that stuff, of course, helps the channel out. All right, so BlackBerry is the film. This was most notable, I think, for Glenn Howerton getting raves for his performance. He is one of the stars of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I've worn my appropriate shirt for the video. Patty's, of course, the bar in Always Sunny. And we've seen him in some other TV shows along the way, the Mindy Project, and he had his own show for a bit, AP Bio. But in terms of like starring in a major motion picture, I don't think we've quite seen that yet from Howerton. So we'll talk about how he does here. But this is about the creation of really the rise and the fall of the BlackBerry mobile phone. Everybody had one of these in the early 2000s. I did not. It took me a while to get up to the smartphone phase. I was just doing fine with my little flip phone for years. Then finally I got an iPhone. I think 5 or 6 was my first one, back a little while ago. But Glenn Howerton plays the basically business mogul that kind of made BlackBerry happen, Jim Balsillie. And then Jay Baruchel plays the tech guy that kind of made it happen, Mike Lazardis. You also have Matt Johnson, who directed the film. He is one of the stars, but he co-wrote the script and directed the movie. So, man of many talents. I was unfamiliar with him. This is his third feature. I had never even heard of the first 2 that he had released. But you've also got Michael Ironside, Martin Donovan, Saul Rubinek, and Carrie Elways in supporting roles. So yeah, like I mentioned up top, 2023 seemed to be the year of the business biopic that nobody necessarily asked for, but some of them were very good. I really enjoyed Tetris. The Air Jordan movie was good. This might be the best one of the bunch. I really did like the Tetris movie. It's probably up there with that. But the interesting thing about this movie is that unlike most of them, like Air and Flamin' Hot and some of these that I've mentioned, this is more of a rise and a fall, like I said. So this is a lot about the destruction of the company as much as it is building it up. And so in that sense, it's more like the Beanie Baby movie that was released. I think that was on Apple Plus, but that was like over the summer. And personally did not care for that. I thought that was maybe the worst of the bunch. I think I gave it a C or maybe even a C minus. But this is a lot like that in terms of how it's portraying its leads. A lot of these other movies are portraying the lead characters as, big heroes. This is, the nitty-gritty, the down and dirty of the whole business industry of the mobile phones, and okay, how can we make this work? And oh, it works great. Oh, it doesn't work. Oh, what are we doing? And Glenn Howerton is the perfect guy to play this. Now, he has been getting a ton of accolades for his performance, like I said. I think his performance is very good. However, it's essentially Dennis from Always Sunny, but a successful version or a heightened version. He spends most of the movie yelling at everybody and calling them idiots, which is there anybody better to play that than Glenn Howerton? I don't know. But for me, I think maybe the best performance of the film is Jay Baruchel. And we have seen him in many, many things over the years. I can't remember the last thing he was in. It's been a little while, but in the mid to late 2000s, he was kind of everywhere. He's leading a lot of those R-rated comedies, or at least having supporting roles in them. He tried his hand with The Sorcerer's Apprentice, with like a family-friendly Disney movie. But I think his character actually has the most depth to it. And he starts out as a very, very kind of shy, but obviously brilliant dude with tech and all of that, but not confident at all. And then they bring the Howerton character into the fold, and it goes from there. But through it all, we see Baruchel's character really kind of change through the paces, and so I thought his was the most interesting. But of all of these movies, the other reason this is, I think, most like the Beanie Baby movie. What was that called? The Beanie Bubble. But better in just about every way, is that one really was attempting to be a comedy or a satire on sort of the business, and same time period too, because they both started kind of in the 90s there. But that was more attempting to portray the characters as a little comedic, a bit satirical, perhaps. And this movie says right up front, this is kind of a fictional account of what happened. And this movie really leans into the silliness of the whole thing and of these characters in general, starting with the hair. Everybody's got like insane hair in this movie. Glenn's got a huge bald thing. He's got like the hair on the sides, but then completely bald. Otherwise, Baruchel's got these crazy wigs. But it's never like an out and out comedy, but it's definitely leaning into the comedic aspects of who these people, I guess, potentially were. Like I said, it's fictional, so and it says right up front, this is a fictional account of what happened. So obviously, a lot of things are going to be a little more heightened or whatever. So I don't know how close this goes to the real people, but it is funny, and certainly Howerton is a big part of that. Because it is like shades of Dennis to the nth degree. Right, and so I loved that character, but I think Baruchel's character just had more depth to it. But the two complement each other very well, because his character isn't really particularly funny, but you get Howerton there, and the direction is really good. It makes me interested in these other two movies that I had not heard of previously from Matt Johnson, because his camera work adds kind of to the humor, to sort of the insanity, especially as we're getting to kind of the climax of the movie where everything is falling apart. So yeah, you can check this out now on Hulu. I leave BlackBerry with an A minus, which is the same grade I gave Tetris. So definitely, like, these two, I think, are the best of that genre that 2023 had to offer. So thank you for watching Dan Reviews It. We'll see you next time. Bye.